Welcome to the Late Show. I don't know about you, but I'm still detoxing from Monday night's debate. Gotta shake that one off. That's like a 2-day hangover. Kind of makes me want to drink again, actually. Everybody is trying to spin this thing their own way. Donald Trump says all the polls show he won, and the polls say Hillary won. And, it's kind of like a he said, reality said. You don't know. You don't know who to believe. You don't know who to believe. It's hard to know these days. Just in case the polls are accurate about what the polls say, Trump has an explanation for his soft performance.
For 90 minutes, I watched her very carefully. And I was also holding back. I didn't want to do anything to embarrass her.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And it's true. He did nothing to embarrass her. He's honest. He's very honest. Very honest. Honest to a fault. Trump's always acting like such a gentleman. He holds doors for women, gives them the seat on the bus, does no debate preparation. You might call it the ad-libbed ramblings of a delusional demagogue. Trump calls it chivalry. And one of the things that especially did not embarrass Secretary Clinton on Monday is her charge that Donald Trump says abusive things about women, including one former Miss Universe.
And one of the worst things he said was about a woman in a beauty contest. He loves beauty contests, supporting them and hanging around them. And he called this woman Miss Piggy. Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina.
Wow.
That ain't cool, man.
That is one of the top 100 most degrading things I've heard about beauty pageants. The pageant winner Secretary Clinton was talking about was 1996 Miss Universe Alicia Machado, who Trump said gained a lot of weight after the pageant.
She weighed 118 pounds or 117 pounds, and she went up to 160 or 70. So this is somebody that likes to eat. Now,
These comments could really hurt Trump with the small special interest group of Americans who gain weight. So, they're powerful. They're powerful interest group.
There's a lot.
Basically everybody but Kelly Ripa. So, Trump clarified his remarks yesterday.
She gained a massive amount of weight, and it was a real problem.
See? It wasn't fat shaming because she was fat. All right, it's all part of Trump's new campaign slogan, Trump 2016, seriously, ladies, you could lose a few pounds. And that kind of brutal honesty takes courage because Trump weighs 236 pounds, which at his height is technically obese. Technically obese, by the way, also the world's saddest fetish magazine. Speaking of large things, there's big news from outer space. Yesterday, Elon Musk, visionary billionaire and guy who's one lab accident away from being a supervillain, laid out his plan to send people to Mars. And I just want to say, God bless you, Elon Musk. You are fulfilling the science fiction dreams of my childhood. This is the future I was promised. Now, please don't forget the robot dog in a spacesuit that knows kung fu. And the cute girl next door who comes on the rocket with me. Now, Musk says the first flights could leave as soon as 2022, so halfway through Mike Pence's second term. Because you know Trump is stepping down on day 3. Inauguration, put up his name, and then... Now, unfortunately, if you're interested in this, tickets are going to be a little pricey, with the current projected cost being $10 billion per person. Finally, a plan to shoot billionaires into space. I I believe we have gotten a photo of the project managers. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, the question is...
I like that. You added that in.
The question is, why would it be $10 billion? $10 billion? Where have I heard that number before? Wait a second. How much does Donald Trump say he has?
$10 billion.
Ah! Aha! Elon Musk wants Donald Trump off the planet. You know what? And I'll tell you what, and if Donald won't pony up, I say we pass around the hat. Maybe this one. Make Mars great again. Wouldn't you know it, made on Venus. Oh, okay, this is interesting news. Speaking of the future, you guys interested in the future? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's where we're all gonna live eventually.
Mm-hmm, that's right. There's
interesting news out of the London Sperm Bank, or as they call it, the Royal Figgy Pudding Depository. I think that's what they call it. Apparently, in keeping with the ever-advancing digital age, the organization just released a Tinder-esque mobile app that lets women filter potential sperm donors based on traits like ethnicity, occupation, personality, type, eye color, and more. Of course, to us Americans, a sperm donor app seems unnecessary because we have Craigslist, where you can find a sperm donor and buy the futon here. Hey, is it really worth it? Is it really worth finishing this joke and buy the futon he donated on? You're welcome. Not sure if that was worth. Really back the truck down the highway to get that joke. I'm not the only one with questions about this app. One critic has said, this is reproduction via the mobile phone. It's digital dads. Choose daddy. This is the ultimate denigration of fatherhood. And it's true, folks. Why? I remember a simpler time when people didn't rely on these newfangled sperm donor apps. Well, back then, women like Annie Mae Timms would just head over to the old ice cream shop on Sundays after church, walk right up to Mr. Henderson drinking his root beer float and say, why, Mr. Henderson, you have blue eyes, good bone structure, and no visible signs of genetic disorders. May I trouble you for a cup of sperm? Why? Mr. Robinson would always oblige. Why, I'd be darned if I didn't see him there every day after church on Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday. He was there most of the time. Oh, old Mr. Henderson sure did like working the ice cream churn, shall we say. And if he were here today, I believe he'd say, Stephen Colbert, swiping left and right isn't how you find sperm donations. It's how you make sperm donations. Now, would you please get me another of them root beer floats? I gotta rehydrate in a big way. Now, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to John Baptiste and stay human, won't you please?